You are now watching Revs Real Talk with your host, Revenge.
Hello, my name's Revenge, and welcome to Revs Real Talk, the show where I give my opinion on basically anything. And today, I'm going to be talking about the topic of DEI. In addition, I'll be sharing my approach to diversity, not just within my project teams, but also how I integrate diversity into the projects themselves. First, what is DEI? DEI stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Three interconnected values aimed at creating fair and welcoming environments. Diversity involves having a mix of different people, including various races, genders, ages, and other characteristics, to bring a range of perspectives. Equity focuses on ensuring fair treatment and opportunities by addressing imbalances and barriers that might prevent certain groups from thriving. Inclusion is about creating a culture where everyone feels valued, respected, and able to fully participate. Together, DEI initiatives strive to foster environments where all individuals can succeed and contribute authentically, though they can sometimes be criticized if perceived as superficial or quota-driven. Many companies mishandle DEI initiatives by focusing on optics rather than meaningful change, leading to tokenism and superficial diversity quotas without addressing the deeper issues of inclusion and equity. Often, DEI efforts are reduced to mandatory, ineffective training sessions or PR moves that don't translate into a supportive workplace culture. By prioritizing appearances, these companies fail to embed DEI into their core business practices, resulting in a lack of genuine commitment and accountability. Moreover, some companies have gone so far as to misuse DEI as an excuse not to hire white people, which not only distorts the true purpose of diversity efforts, but also has resulted in major legal challenges, including 114 lawsuits as of the recording of this video. This approach not only undermines the intended goals of DEI, but can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and biases, ultimately reducing individuals to their demographics rather than valuing their skills and contributions. Ironically, by turning representation into a cynical checkbox exercise, such practices can become as discriminatory as the biases they claim to combat. Moving on, let's discuss my approach to workplace diversity. First and foremost, I want to clarify that I don't set any hiring quotas for specific races, genders, or sexualities. That shit's fucking stupid. The diversity within my team is completely incidental and happens organically. My main priority when hiring people onto my team is talent, period. It doesn't matter what someone's race, gender, or sexuality is. What matters most is their ability to contribute meaningfully and effectively to the project. By focusing on talent and merit, I've found that diversity tends to follow naturally. This isn't to say that I don't value diversity, quite the opposite. I believe that a variety of perspectives can lead to innovative solutions and better decision-making. However, I also believe that diversity shouldn't come at the expense of quality. When you prioritize talent and ability above all else, you create a high-performing team that just so happens to also be diverse, reflecting a wide range of backgrounds and experiences. Ultimately, I believe that a diverse team is not just a checkbox to tick, but a natural outcome of seeking the best and brightest regardless of their background. And when diversity happens this way, it's authentic and deeply rooted in the core values of the team, rather than something that's artificially constructed or imposed from the outside. That's my approach to diversity in my project teams. I don't do diversity for the sake of it, or the more cynical reality of corporate DEI initiatives to get tax breaks or funding from BlackRock. It just happens. Now let's move on to the projects themselves. Now, obviously, Halo Doom Evolved isn't exactly diverse itself, unless you're talking about the fuck ton of guns we have, which there are over 50 weapons in Halo Doom as of the recording of this video. Oh, I'm about to mag dump! No, Instead, we're going to be talking about my web series, The Relentless Night Terror. Night Terror is not only a passion project for me, but an experiment. Can I write something that's woke, but also not shit? The short answer is yes. The long answer, sit that cute little butt in your chair and let's talk. The Relentless Night Terror takes place in the year 2060 on the fictional Japanese island known as Motherboard. Motherboard Island is the second industrial heart of Japan next to Tokyo. When it was founded, millions of people from all over the world flocked there to find work and start businesses. This has made Motherboard into another cultural melting pot similar to the United States or the European Union, and with that flocking, the culture on mainland Japan became eroded, thus creating tension between Japanese natives and immigrants. As a result, though, there's opportunity for a wide range of diverse characters and personalities, keyword being personalities. I fucking hate how woke media has boiled down diverse characters to their race, sexuality, or their gender to being their entire personality. In Night Terror, everyone has personalities that extend beyond their shallow qualities. They have hobbies, goals, personality quirks, etc., things that flesh them out to seem like real people. Writing a character can be extremely fun. The best part is making the little details that make them seem like actual people, coming up with scenarios you would find your character in and speculating how they'd react to it. For example, let's start with Jenny Yonowike, an Irish woman with a Russian stepfather, wife of Night Terror, a late-blooming metahuman, and an adopted mother of 2. She is the second protagonist in the series. In early drafts of the series, she was supposed to be Japanese American, but it was later changed to Irish because I felt like I could make a better backstory for her if she was. Jenny's family moved to Japan to escape the civil war going on in Ireland known as the New Troubles. The war broke out because of resentments that boiled over from the old Troubles. This happened after the reunification of Northern and Southern Ireland into Ireland proper. This event forced Jenny and her family out of Ireland to seek refuge in Japan. And just to give you a little sneak peek of what's to come with Jenny's personal arc, she'll soon find out about her ancestry and their role in the old Troubles. Watch the series if you want to find out what it is. But beyond her backstory and nation of origin, Jenny also loves to cook, make cosplays. She's a YouTuber, takes her role as a wife and mom very seriously. But at the same time, she isn't some barefoot trad wife. She's a strong woman, even if she doesn't believe it at times. Her power and strength exceeds that of even her husband, who's already a very powerful superhero. She is the more emotional of the two, and helps keep her husband grounded to make sure that James stays in touch with his human side. But at the same time, she isn't perfect. She suffers from sleep paralysis. She's insecure, doubts herself, and despite the fact that she's joyful and bubbly on the outside, deep inside, it's 100% cope. She suffers from a lot of trauma in her past, the death of her mother from cancer, a violent altercation with her husband's ex-friend, and the strange entity known as the Hat Man, whispering things into her ear that feed on her insecurities. And while Jenny is physically stronger than her husband, she's severely inexperienced. Even with her husband's training, she's prone to making mistakes, and hasn't even scratched the surface of her potential. Next up, let's talk about Wizard Man, aka Alex Durandal. He's the protector of the world of Yar, a D&D enthusiast and a die-hard fan of Y2K goth and emo aesthetics. You'd think with all this, his costume would be all chains and eyeliner, but nope. Alex goes for a dapper and dressy superhero look that sets him apart. And let's not forget about his boyfriend, Edry Morningstar, an elven druid archer that can talk to animals, imbue his arrows with the power of nature, volunteers at an animal shelter, has a fascination with everything in Motherboard because it's so different from the world of Yar. Likes to sing, loves classic retro cartoons like Gabby, Little Lulu, and Casper the Friendly Ghost, and likes to wear very feminine clothes. Now here's the thing. Alex isn't going to be one of those I'm gay, please clap characters. You know the type. Characters who are so fixated on their identity that they become one-dimensional, or even worse, reduced to just being the gay one in the story. We're definitely not going down the road of vague gay coding or tiptoeing around their relationship with the whole "we're roommates" nonsense. That's some weak queer baiting garbage, and it's an insult to the audience. In the series, Alex and Edry are going to have genuine, wholesome moments that reflect their relationship naturally. Because let's be real, the LGBT community deserves better representation, and that means showing authentic, loving relationships that aren't played up for shock value or reduced to stereotypes. And the best part? We're keeping it real by treating their relationship as just another part of their lives. No dramatic spotlight on their sexuality, no preaching to the choir, just two guys who happen to be in love, living their lives like everyone else. Because when you think about it, the most woke approach is treating a gay person's existence as completely normal, like it should be. It's not about shoving it in people's faces. It's about showing that their love and their lives are just as valid and ordinary as anyone else's. It's refreshing, it's real, and it's exactly the kind of representation that's been sorely lacking in a lot of media. And look, I'm not here to claim I'm doing some grand revolutionary thing by writing gay characters as actual well-rounded individuals. I'm sure there are plenty of well-written gay characters out there doing it right. The problem is I just don't see enough of it. More often than not, when I come across gay characters, they're stuck in this endless loop of pale stereotypes. Either so cliche they're unrecognizable as people, or they're gay-coded, with all the subtlety of a brick to the face. It's the same recycled bullshit characters who are defined entirely by their sexuality with little to no depth beyond that. It's frustrating because it's lazy and does a disservice to the audience. People don't want to see their identities reduced to tired tropes and half-baked representations. They want real characters with real stories. People who happen to be gay, not the gay character. That's what I'm aiming for in the series. Characters like Alex and Edry Morningstar are more than just their labels. They're multidimensional, with personalities, quirks, and complexities that go far beyond who they love. It's not about patting myself on the back for including them. It's about giving them the respect they deserve as characters. It's about showing that you can have gay characters who are real, engaging, and integral to the story, not just there to check a box or pander to an audience. And I think we need more of that across the board. Less tokenism, less queer baiting, and more genuine representation that feels authentic and earned. But here's the thing. Even with all this diversity, it's not the main focus of the Relentless Night Terror. It's just the cherry on top. The heart of the series lies in delivering a gritty, action-packed cyberpunk superhero story that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Diversity and inclusion are there, sure, but they never come at the expense of the story. And that's a lesson a lot of these DEI initiatives fail to grasp. You can't prioritize representation at the cost of a quality product, because at the end of the day, no one sticks around for a story that's poorly told, no matter how diverse the cast is. Diversity and inclusion should be a bonus, a way to add depth and character to your world, not some cynical checkbox that needs to be ticked off. It shouldn't be about hiring some subpar writing consultant agency like Sweet Baby Inc. just so you can get funding from a corporate behemoth like BlackRock. When it gets to that point, you're not doing representation for the right reasons. You're not seeing people who crave authentic representation in media. You're seeing statistics and potential funding dollars. And honestly, that approach is far more damaging. It's dehumanizing. When you view diverse characters as mere numbers or a means to an end, that's when it becomes truly racist, homophobic, and transphobic. You're reducing people to their demographics and using them as tools to achieve your goals, rather than treating them as individuals with their own stories, dreams, and complexities. That's not representation, that's exploitation. Take a look at Sweet Baby Inc. and the major games they've had a hand in. It's not exactly a stellar lineup. Most of the games they've touched have turned into complete train wrecks. Then there's Concord, a game with a massively diverse cast, which sounds great on paper, but the execution, an absolute disaster! The gameplay was clunky and uninspired, the characters were ugly as sin, and it failed to connect with players on any meaningful level. It bombed so hard that Sony not only pulled the plug on it, but it went as far as issuing refunds to the 4 people who bought the damn thing. It's a classic case of focusing too much on surface level representation without backing it up with a solid gameplay loop and engaging content, proving once again that diversity alone can't save a poorly made product. But that about wraps up today's video. If you liked it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Relentless Night Terror right here on this channel, and if you're feeling generous, be sure to support me on Ko-Fi or Patreon. This is Revenge, and I hope to hear from you soon.
This concludes today's episode of Revs Real Talk. If you liked it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord server so you never miss a video, and be sure to check out Rev's music and merch stores, all of which will be linked in the description below.